Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe's Classic Video Games back with another cool pinball video for you this evening. If you have been watching along, we have been working on this Bally 1976 Freedom pinball machine for what seems like for forever. Should I have two fours in there? What seems like forever. But we have finally got the thing up and playing, and we figured we would film a video of us playing it so you can see what the gameplay was like on a 1976 Freedom. Boy, isn't that a great name? Freedom. How could anybody say, well, I don't like Freedom? I think they were trying to do that so that people would not be able to criticize the gameplay. Maybe, I don't know. But we've done several videos on this, so go back and watch them if you haven't. You may want to particularly watch the first video. In the first video, I was showing you what I found inside of it. There's a receipt from where the thing was bought, and there's a sticker on it from where it was bought, which is where my father, way back in the day, used to play arcade games. It was in that area. So he may have actually played this. I don't know. But unfortunately, he's not around anymore to tell us. But if he was, maybe he could shed some light on it for us. But this thing came out in 1976, and this particular one was operated in Charleston, West Virginia, where my family is from. This was bought in 1980 by a family. The receipt's still inside of it, and put into their home, and they've had it ever since. So it hasn't worked in a while, and they brought it to us and wanted us to get it up and running, which we have. So we'll play it here in a minute and show you what it's like. So it came out in July of '76, and it was obviously for the centennial. And if you're too young, in 1976, which by the way, I'm too young to remember 1976. But in 1976, it was the 200-year anniversary of the founding of the country, of the United States. So they had big bicentennial celebrations all over the country. They had lots of television shows and magazines and concerts and all kinds of stuff. And to get in on the action, Bally released this 4-player Freedom pinball machine. And so it's very patriotic. You've got a bald eagle here on the side of it, standing on a shield with stars and stripes all over the place, and red, white, and blue as far as you can see. Somebody's calling me. Just when I was getting rolling, too. Let's go see who it is. It was some guy looking for a PS4, and he couldn't understand why I was singing the Battle Hymn of the Republic to him. I mean, he must not be watching the video. But anyway, where were we? So on the front, more stars and stripes. Bally's beautiful coin door. This game's in fairly good shape because it was only operated for 4 years. So since it's been in someone's house for so long, luckily they took care of it. Very nice. And the side art was stenciled. So if you look, the last thing they stenciled was the red of the bird. They sprayed it on, and so the feathers over the blue have a different look. Looks cool. So very cool, very cool. Now, check out the back glass. We did a video where we worked on the back glass because it had some issues. So we had to repaint part of it. Now, originally, this thing looked slightly different. It said 1776 up here, and it said 1976 over there. But some of the operators complained to Bally and said, you're making the game dated. Like, if it says 1976, as soon as January comes, everybody's going to think it's an old game. Like, like that the players were too stupid to know when the game came out. Come on, man. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. I mean, come on, man. But Bally acquiesced and took the 1776 and the 1976 off of the back glass. However, they are still on the playfield. So the spinners, one says 1776, and the other one says 1976. But that was not the only thing Bally changed. When the game was first designed, the bottom of the playfield was completely different. I'm going to show you the flyer, and you can see what all they changed on it. Apparently, the people were not having what Bally wanted the design to look like originally. So here is the original flyer showing you what the prototype looked like. So as you can see, they completely changed it and made it much more vanilla, much more plain, which is fine. I mean, that's the perfect layout: 2 out lanes, 2 in lanes. Okay, but back to the back glass. So they did make a few changes. So they changed the numbers on the back glass. Now the back glass has all kinds of freedom-loving type of things. Like the actual title looks like little flags. And then you have these golden eagles here, and they're on Capitol domes. It almost looks like the Capitol building that the scores are in. There's gold stars all over the place. The whole thing kind of has like a Revolutionary War thing. Sorry to all of our British viewers. We're not still mad at you. Right? So these guys were probably not going off to kill the redcoats. They were going to play music for them. Just think of it that way. You won't get so offended by it. But the guys kind of suspiciously, like that it almost kind of has an Abraham Lincoln vibe. You know, Lincoln didn't have long hair, but, you know, they got the beard going. I don't know. Kind of looks like it a little bit, don't you think? But he's playing the fife, that favorite instrument of freedom-loving rock bands everywhere. The fife, he's playing the drum, and he is playing the drum as well, the same type of drum. So I think that's supposed to be the son of this guy, and so he's doing what Pop's doing with his drum. Okay? Pretty cool. And they have this, you know, famous, 1776 kind of garb on. Now, the back glass, whenever we got it, it was flaking away a little bit. So we did a video where we repainted this guy's pantaloons. And we repainted a little bit of that drum, which you can obviously tell now that I mention it. But all in all, it came out pretty good. Let me show you what it looks like with the lights out. I didn't show that on the video where we actually painted it. So this is how it looks after we painted it with the lights turned out. A little different story now, isn't it? You were going to be critical of how it looked, weren't you? Well, like I said in the video, it's easy to paint it where it looks good with the lights turned out. The hard part's once you light the thing up. But as you can see, you can't really tell that I repainted any of it with the lights turned out. But once you turn the lights back on, you can certainly see that some of it's been repainted. And then if you turn the lights out in the room, it's passable, people. It's mainly that brown down there that looks all speckled. But what a good looking back glass. Nice theme. Even if you're not American, you can probably appreciate it. Nice theme. Very just nice art. It's lined up well. It's laid out well. The bullseye kind of look behind it is great. I think they did a great job. Good use of the red, white, blue, and gold kind of scheme. And they got kind of like almost like the blue is almost like a cash green. All right, so enough of that. Good looking back glass. So this, I'm going to show you the music company that operated it, because I think they are still in business, but they probably wouldn't care if you called them. The address has changed, so this address was like, I think, a home address at some point. But since they put it on their public machines, I don't think it really matters if I show it, because it, you know, they had it on their cards and everything back in the day. So Mountaineer Music was who operated it. That address is not correct anymore. That's a home, actually. But they were in Charleston, West Virginia. And they sold this pinball machine to this nice lady in 1980. Okay, so let's read the instructions, and then we can check out where everything is on the playfield. Or maybe I should show you the plastics first. Let me see here. It's a little bit too bright. Maybe that'll show it a little better if my focus wants to cooperate. It doesn't like me getting close to things lately. This camera doesn't want to cooperate all the time. All right, so the plastics on this one, you have the cracked Liberty Bell there, and they are reading what appears to be the Constitution or something like that. Maybe that's the Declaration of Independence. And then over here, they're chilling about the party. That must be Thomas Jefferson that's actually like writing it or whatever. Or maybe it's just people signing it. And then here's a Minuteman. I think. I haven't been in history class in a long time, people. But I do remember that's George Washington. Obviously. The father of our country. And there's Uncle Sam himself. Also looks a little like Abraham Lincoln. There is the Statue of Liberty. There is someone who suspiciously looks like Beethoven, but I believe that's going to be John Quincy Adams or somebody. And then here is something similar to the back glass. Great look. And you have the cool eagle there. And then you have the 3 flags on the pop bumpers. Those do light up as soon as the game starts, but they basically built a circuit so that once they're always on when you're playing the game, but as soon as the game is over, they're always off, so it doesn't burn the caps or anything. So that's pretty cool. A couple more birds there on the playfield. A little bonus wheel, and it's all dominated by this big wheel in the middle. So they call that the wheel value, and you score the wheel value by going out the out lanes or landing in any of the 3, or the 2, saucers. That one, and the one at the top. Okay, let's see what the instructions say. Insert coin and wait for machine to reset before inserting coin for next player. 1 extra ball and 5,000 points for knocking all the targets down. You get an extra ball if you knock all the targets down? What? I didn't know that. All targets down scores special when lit. So I guess the special has to be lit to do that. We're going to try that for sure, because that shouldn't be that hard. You get an extra ball every time you knock the targets down? I doubt that. 1 replay for each additional time targets are knocked down. Okay, so that must be different. The special must be the replay. 2 saucers and 2 bottom out lanes score the wheel value. I already showed you that. The spinners score 1,000 points when lit. That's not true. This is the wrong card. I need to swap that card out. So there are different setups. So these spinners have these 2 lights in front of them. One says 100 when lit, and one says 1,000 when lit, right? Well, if my focus would decide to cooperate. There we go. One says 100 when lit, one says 1,000 when lit. So the 100 when lit scores, lights up whenever you're on 5-ball. If you're on 3-ball play, then you have the ability to light up the 1,000 when lit. You can't light up both. So since this game is set on 5-ball, and I'm going to leave it on 5-ball because that's how the customer had it set. And they've had it for 40 years, so they got more right to decide if it's 3-ball or 5-ball than I do. But since it's set on 5-ball, it will only ever light up 100 when lit, because the 1,000 when lit's disabled. Now, why would they do that? It's because you have more balls, so you have more of a chance to get a higher score. So when it's set on 3-ball, they make it where the upgrade for the spinner is no longer 100, now it's 1,000. So only one or the 2 can be lit, and it's dependent on if you have 3-ball or 5-ball set. Tilt penalty is the ball in play. The maximum 1 extra ball per ball in play, just because it physically can't count. It can't tell that you won more than 1 ball. 1 replay for each player, matching the last 2 numbers on the score reels and number which appears on back glass at the end of the game. So this game has the match turned on. At the end of the game, a number pops up. This time it's 80. And so if your last 2 numbers are 80, you win a free game. All right, so there you go. Good looking game. Oh, I didn't show the flags at the top. The arches up there have the flags on them too. Looks very nice. Okay, so we'll play it a little bit and see what you think. It has this weird area right over here where you can go past the, you know, if the ball is going too fast, it won't land in the saucer. It'll go past it back down into the shooter lane. But I guess they thought that that probably wouldn't happen much. I don't know. It's just an interesting design. Also, it's kind of wide up here, so it's easy to miss the saucer. And then another thing is, if you have it sitting up a little bit, which we usually do, we do now, then it's a little steeper than they probably intended it to be. But I like it like that. It plays a little faster. Sometimes the ball will roll out of the saucer a little easier on these Bally's. A lot of Bally's have a saucer right here in the middle. That's a very common thing that they did. And on this particular one, so you miss that saucer sometimes because it's wide enough that the ball can go around it easily. And then also, since it's a little steeper than they probably designed it, it dribbles out of it sometimes. So, but we'll set up the tripod and we'll play it a little bit and see what you think about Bally's Freedom. All right, we're going to play it a little bit and see what we can do. Okay, so let's give it a little workout here. Now, whenever I play these people, I'm not playing them to show off that I am a great pinball player. I am, in fact, not. I'm testing them. I just film it while I'm testing it so that you guys can see some gameplay footage. So I just reset it off of a 4-player game that I played earlier, just to make sure all the 10 points and the 100 points and everything were scoring, and everything reset back to 0. So that's a good sign. And the brand new pinball kicked out into the shooter lane. Let's see what we got. Notice the arrow moving in the middle every time you score 10 points. Whoa. Let's try to get all of the drop targets down, because it said you get a free ball. I don't know if that's true. Oh. All right, it knocked them back up. You see how it's doing me? Do you see? You see now, don't you? Oh, it jumped the saucer like I was thinking. It landed in the shooter's lane. I looked on the flyer. That's definitely how it's supposed to be. Probably could have nudged that one, but y'all are right in the way. I can't nudge with the camera in the way. This thing's playing itself. It's set on 5-ball because the customer wanted it like that. Oh man. I was down to 1. Just 1. My plan to knock down all of the drop targets hasn't worked very well. All right, so I ended up with 51,110 points. That's not bad for my first game, right? Let's see if we can do any better. Oh, I missed it. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. A sucker shot right down the middle. And again, so keep in mind, every time you land on the saucer, you score whatever the wheel value is. So right now it is advanced bonus 500 points. That's what I get for playing with my food. Well, I definitely like the top saucer, the way it bounces. And of course, I like the two spinners. Okay, the score was even lower that time. Okay, so I like the top saucer because with it being wider like that, it kind of has to bounce in. It's kind of fun. I like the 3 drop targets, the way they're the 3 pop bumpers, the way they're offset a little bit. That's kind of neat. I like the 2 spinners are fantastic. Boy, they really let it rip. I like the idea of the drop targets. You get all 5 down and you win a free ball. If that's true, that's a pretty, and we'll tell the same player shoots again, light will come on if that's true. That's a pretty cool little mini goal there. I like the saucer over here on the side. That's kind of interesting. And then the bottom is just your regular in lanes and out lanes. I like the wheel in the middle. I like the layout. It's pretty cool. All right, let's see if we can do any better. That's a pro save there, people. Oh, and then I lost it on the out lane. It's kind of cool, though, that on the out lane you get it scores the wheel value because it's kind of like a random thing, So I just got it turned on the double bonus just before it drained and gave me the bonus. It's kind of nice. So I'm trying to figure out how to get to those drop targets with the left flipper. Nope. Don't do it that way. Oh man, I lost the unlucky bounce. Nope. That left flipper can't really get those drops. So I think if I have a left flipper shot, I'm going to go for the right spinner and just shoot it back up to the top. And if I have a right flipper shot, I'm going to go for the drop targets. All right. So my high score remains 51,000. Oop. Missed it. Missed it. All right. That's how it curled around the saucer. Didn't quite make it. Whoa. Well, those kickers are kicking. I got double bonus, but I was only on 2,000. That's, come on now. Come on now. We got to do better than that. Come on now. Ah. I lit the spinners. Then immediately drained. Well, it seems like everything's working pretty good. Whew. That one was tough. Oh, I missed. I was going for the drop targets. I want my extra ball. Don't you dare, you sucker. Don't you dare. That's 3. I got 2 moss. Missed. Oh, it kissed it. Come on now. Oh, that one will not drop. Oh, so close. All right, my new strategy has got me all the way up to 54,690. That's right. I'm getting better. I'll probably hit 55 this time. All right. Left flipper spinner, right flipper drop targets. There's not much of a skill shot on this one. You just bounce it off the top rubbers and usually it lands in the saucer. Oh snap. I got 2 drops. That's basically like a free ball there, isn't it? Kinda. Nope, missed. Hit the glass. Through the spinner. You sucker. I'm doing all right, though. Somebody the other day was saying I should trap the ball more. It's cheating to trap the ball, people. That's cheating. You're not supposed to do that. Well, I got 2 drops. But they reset at the end of each ball. What? There was something else I was going to say. What else was I going to say? I'll think of it again. Oh, yeah. The end lanes have a little bit of, they're a little bit popcorn. I'll show you what I mean. Now, ideally, when you roll down the end lane, you want the ball. Oh, I'm down to one drop. There it is. I didn't get the same player shoots again. I think that might be a setting. Might have to look at the schematics. Set all drops down, you get a free ball. Okay, I'm on ball 4. Now I'm on ball 5. It did not give me a free ball for knocking down all 5 of the drops. I wonder if it does on 3 ball. Okay, so you see how when a ball rolls, see how it bounces right before it goes on the flipper? That's not optimal. You want it to go smoothly go onto the flipper, but I adjusted and adjusted and could not get that to happen. The reason is the metal there, the ball rail is too high, so the ball is actually slightly under the ball rail. So it just won't smoothly roll off that onto the flipper. But it's not a... It seems like that's how it's been since they made it, so I couldn't get it to not do that. $77,440. Let me get to the bottom of this drop targets giving you a free ball thing. Let me go look at that on the schematic. I got to figure that out. Aha! There is a setting. So I looked in the schematics. So there is a little plug that you can move. It's in the bottom of the cabinet, and the paper, if you watched when I did the repair video, some of the paper in the bottom of the cabinet had been torn away or mice ate it or something like that. So some of the little things didn't have the original labels on them. So apparently one of them is to change that feature. You can change it where when you get all 5 drop targets down, you get 500 points and you get a free ball. Or you can make it where it has to do it twice. So the way they made it work was if you put the jumper in one thing, it just connects it to the extra ball whenever you get all 5 drop targets down. If you connect it in the other little connection, it connects it through another switch that is on the drop target sequence relay. So the way that the drop target sequence relay turns on is you get all 5 drop targets down. So you get all 5 drop targets down and the drop target sequence relay comes on. If you're plugged in where you just get the extra ball, it goes ahead and gives you an extra ball. But if you're plugged in the other one, now that the drop target sequence relay is down, the next time you get the 5 drop targets, you get an extra ball. So I think I switched the plug, so we'll test it again. I don't know if I can do it again, but we've got 77,440 points. So I swapped it. Maybe that'll make it more fun for the customer. They probably haven't known since 1980 that you could do that. Oh, how did I hit the one? How did I hit the one that was already down? Ooh, missed it. We're definitely going after those drop targets. Ah, come on. Almost had it. Come on, drop targets. We want to get a free ball. That's 2. Oh, come on. I was robbed. I hope this doesn't end up like that firepower video where I was trying to get multi-ball and it took me 2 hours. That's 3. Hey, I did hit it from the left flipper. I guess if the ball's going fast enough, it can do it. That's 4. Come on, you sucker. Oh, come on. Come on, man. Come on. All right, we're just going to have to keep playing until we get the drop targets and see if it gives us an extra ball. I've got to test this sucker out. That's 3. Missed it. I'm getting better at it, though. I think this thing's just starting to get broke in. It's probably been broke for 10 or 15 years, and now it's starting to play again. That's 2. That's 3. Oh, I missed. Starting to get a little action on it. That's 4. I missed. Oh, come on, man. Come on. Oh, come on. It hit it. I think it hit it. I think I was cheated. There it is. It worked. It worked, people. Isn't it glorious? Hallelujah. Woo! So that noise you heard was the knocker. It's like a normal knocker, but it... Hear that? That was the over-the-top buzzer. Now, people, there's only one way you get the over-the-top buzzer. The only way to get the over-the-top buzzer is if you roll that sucker. So I got 110,370 points. What do you think about that? So the knocker that you heard. So first of all, I got the 5 drop targets down. And then when they reset, it gave me the same player shoots again. Wham! But I was on ball 5. So I kept slapping the thing. And I got enough points whenever that happened that I won a free game, which you get at 80,000, it looks like. So it went, which was the knocker pulling in, and then it stays in. It's like a mechanical thing. But it falls. It's gravity makes it fall back down. I've messed with it. I don't know why it does that, but instead of just a knock, it's knocking and it stays stuck for a second. So that was that. And then I got to 100,000. And when you get 100,000, it turns on the over-the-top relay. Because you went over the top, you rolled the sucker, and it turns on a buzzer. So that you were hearing was the over-the-top buzzer. Isn't it all so exciting? So very cool. Fun game. I like it. So there you go. That is Bally's 1976 Freedom Pinball Machine. So leave your comments below. Let us know what you think about it. Make sure to give us a thumbs up for taking the trouble to film it for you, to spend all this time on it with you tonight. We didn't have to do that. But I say this one's ready to go. I'm going to tell the customer they can come pick it up and enjoy it. So hopefully they'll like it. Now, check out on our website, we have a new page, our parts page. So we have a list of items on our website that are like we use in our repairs, some of the common tools and supplies we use, things like that. We also have t-shirts and coffee mugs and all that stuff. If you're interested in any of that, we've got a couple prints that you hang on the wall of our shop. Kind of cool. So you can check that out if you're interested in that. It's on our website at lionsarcade.com. Click on parts up at the top. You can also click on the games for sale up at the top, and it'll show you all of the games that we have in right now that are available for purchase. And we'd like to thank everybody that's been using all of our Amazon links. If you don't know about that, down below there is a link to Amazon. If you're going to buy anything on Amazon, if you click our link first, it gives us a tip. Thank you for everybody that's been doing that. And then finally, but not least, make sure to check out our brother channel. Not our sister channel, our brother channel. It's my brother Donnie. He was actually my brother. So he and I have bought this little building in a small town near here that was all dilapidated. And we're fixing it up so that we can rent it out. So we're trying to save an old building. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, go check it out. I'm over there with him usually on the channel, but he is more interesting than I am. So go check it out, my brother Donnie. So leave your comments below. Give us a thumbs up an odd number of times. And we will see you on the next video. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. This is Bally's Freedom.